What's up, people? How's it going? How's it hanging, everybody? I am Steve. Welcome to Unsportsmanlike Conduct, presented by Pop Culture Pros. Alongside me, I got Timmy T.
What's up?
With the Giants hat, the Yankees shirt.
Gotta
Getting
represent.
to go, the Halloween wreath behind you, Star Wars. It's all there.
$20 if anybody wants one.
There you go.
Or 20 or 25. What are you selling these for? We're live on the air. It's there. It's going out to the world. People might want
live advertising, baby.
People might want to read that after here. Oh, here we go. I started something I shouldn't have started. I started something I shouldn't have started.
She's like, all right, I'm ready. I'm heading. There's a light. It lights up. Look at Timmy with Mickey Mouse.
It's a good day today.
This is gonna be I don't know, Dave. What can you do to top that?
That's right. Top Mickey Mouse, Dave. I dare you.
Mickey Mouse, the lighted wreath. Look at that. It's skeletons, the purple lights. It's you can't.
I got Mr. Puff.
Stay Puff Marshmallow Man.
I like it.
Well, there's pressure on me. I ain't got shit to show anybody. I got Seinfeld. I got a whole bunch of Mets disappointing shit back here. So
that's not gonna get you any points here.
So Dave, what's going on? How you doing?
Nothing much. Good. You know, today's normally my basketball day. But I decided to get out a little bit earlier. You know, make the Unsportsmanlike Conduct team. You know, it's been a big week.
There's a whole lot of shit going on. And it's a lot of shit to talk about. There's some good shit, some bad shit, and everything in between. So let's get right into some of this stuff here, because there is a football game, as boring as it is going to be. This is we'll talk about this later, but this might be the worst Thursday night game of all time. On paper. Last week was really bad. Last week. I feel like people are going to be sleeping during, halftime. They're going to be treating this like the 3:00 hour on Sunday afternoon.
We've had plenty of Titans, Jags, Thursday night games that I feel like on paper seem a lot worse than this one.
I guess it's like in the moment, so it feels worse right now. I guess.
We might have two teams completely collapse defensively and have a 62-59 game. You don't know.
We do have doesn't Wentz lead the league in touchdown pass, or leads the division in touchdown passes? He got 10 touchdown passes. Do you know that? Dude, that was a complete another shock to me. Hey, listen, Carson Wentz has 10 touchdown passes. They're 1-4. Daniel Jones has 3 touchdown passes, and they're 4-1. Give me the 3, baby. Give me the 3 touchdowns. All right, but in all seriousness, let's jump in here. I'm kind of at my wit's end on this, the whole Brett Favre thing. We've talked about this a couple weeks now, but now, the very first time we ever brought this up, already the text messages were there. Is this going to come back and bite me? Nobody's ever going to find out about this, right? All right, so that was that you already got that. That's guilty for me. You're guilty. Done. Now you got the balls to come out here and deny it all. I don't understand. Number one, we talked about last week, Dave. You weren't here, but I firmly believe, and you might prove me wrong here. I don't know if you're going to side with it, but I think that this is the topic. Brett Favre is going to unite this country. How do you see Brett Favre as anything but a bad guy in this situation? And I'll start with you, because you didn't weigh in. You weren't here last week to weigh in. But what do you think about this whole Brett Favre thing? Stealing and taking the money, cancer kids, cancer patients, the poorest state in the country taking welfare dollars. What do you think? And the text message is saying, hey, I'm not going to get caught, right? Nobody's ever going to find out about this, right? What do you think, Dave?
I mean, to put it in simpler terms, he's a piece of shit.
Boom.
But
there you go.
I mean, the text message, I guess. So what was the deny? I didn't even know he denied this.
Well, now he's coming out saying I had no idea where the funds were coming from, or I was just trying to.
Did he deny the text messages though? Like,
I don't know if he denied the text, but he denied knowing where the funds were coming from, and that that he knew that they were not supposed to be allocated to Brett Favre, who made all these millions of dollars in the NFL.
I think that's the main thing there. So if the text messages don't come out, then it's all allegations. Maybe he didn't know. Then he could possibly play the denial thing. But
well, I think the texts are already out, aren't they?
Yes, what I'm saying. If he doesn't deny the text,
I see what you're
then
saying.
it's like, what the hell is he denying? Like, there's proof here. But if he denies the text, then it's like, oh, like that wasn't me. There's no way to prove that was me. Then you're like on like the iffy-ish ground. But still, he's a piece of garbage. Like, come on now. You should know what's going on. This is like you're a part of this organization. Like, it wasn't like, they just put your name on it and that was it. Like, you should know what's going on if you're putting your name on something.
Right, you're Brett Favre. You are any celebrity, any sports star. You're putting your name on something. You are not just going to put your name on something and be like, "All right, I'm done with it." That's not the way life works. That's not it. And Tim, when we were talking about it, we kind of said we should keep all cell phones, technology, that kind of stuff away from Favre. He's no good with it. Sending the dick pics, and now this. What do you think about the fact that he's denied? I didn't think he had the balls to come out and deny it, but what do you think about him now? Even more so now that he's denying it, even after we saw these text messages of him wanting desperately not to be caught.
Basically, it's like, what are you, psychotic, dude? It's like, we have it. Like, we have the proof. It's here. How can you? I'd have more respect for him if he owned up and said, yes, I'm a piece of shit. I did this. I apologize. I'll pay money back. I'll do community service. I'll fucking throw footballs to needy kids, whatever it takes. All that shit. Than him just to flat out deny when you have all the proof. What a piece of garbage. And like you were just saying, with athletes, do you think Dan Marino didn't try on isotoners before he signed his name to do the commercials? Of course he did. Don't give me that. Don't give me that horse shit, fucking Brett Favre.
And Bad Boys, he loved the Cadillac.
Exactly.
He goes with class.
Exactly. Dan Marino ain't doing Ace Ventura without reading the script, my friend. Just saying.
Exactly. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. All right, so that's the whole Brett Favre thing. Obviously, more to come on this as we go along here, but it just irritates me more and more and more every single day. Just the cancer patient, the kids' cancer patients, and then you're taking away from the people that need this money the most. Poor state, just not the right. And Dave, you weren't here for, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I mentioned this last week. Just do like every other celebrity does. Go get your rich friends to do a fundraiser and raise your money. You need money for something. Raise your money. That's what happens. Like even in TV show Entourage. You remember when Matt Damon came on? Matt Damon came on, and the only reason that he came on was that they said that they would promote his charity. Just do it that way.
And they made a bit out of it too, which was fantastic.
Right. So it just doesn't make sense. I mean, it's 2022. Everything's out there. You're not hiding from anything, and it's just a really bad look.
So should I know you talked about everyone uniting against Favre. Should AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, all these other phone brands, should they just ban Brett Favre from owning a cell phone?
I think so. It's just a bad look on everybody. It's just bad.
Do you know how easy it is for Brett Favre to say, listen, I mean, he gave money to his kid for whatever. He could have just literally went out, I want to do a tour, a signing tour, $100 a jersey, plus 10,000 an appearance, plus money off every jersey.
Yep.
Bam. He can send his kids to college just with that alone. Why do you got to steal from cancer kids? It makes no sense. Like,
pay somebody to write a book.
Yeah,
and then take the profit. Get a ghostwriter.
You're one of the most famous fucking football players of all time. Considered one of the best quarterbacks ever. Do a couple signings. Do a couple in-stores. Gouge people like they usually do for autographs.
Right.
$80 for a signature and another $50 for a picture and all that bullshit. Hey,
That's
pay.
Gonna take work though. It's gonna take work, and Favre wants to do like the saying says, take candies away from babies.
Unbelievable.
Take it from who it's easiest, and it's unfortunate that he did that because he's a piece of garbage for doing it. But he took the easy way out. He's like, let me just take it from here, put it in my pocket.
think I have my Favre jersey, so I'm gonna throw it out. I think I have it somewhere. Throw it out
That's
the
a pain.
garbage.
All right. All right. Now let's get into. I want to get that kind of out of the way. I want to get into some baseball playoffs now. Yeah, the most important part of the year for a certain sport. And let me get this out of the way first because Dave is smiling. Dave is looking at me. Dave wants me to talk Mets. So I will for just a moment. Look, I firmly believe. Look, New York City. I firmly believe that we sometimes we go a little bit too far when it comes to booing our players and whatnot. But Max Scherzer, there is nobody in the city on Friday night that deserved boos more than he did. He gave up 4 home runs. You know, one of the guys that hit a home run, the big 3-run shot on Friday night, is hitting 186 for the season. And when you allow, and this is my opinion, when you start allowing these home runs to these weak ass hitters come playoff time, it's not that we just did the Mets show, and I pointed out the differences between Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer. And for me, it's Jacob deGrom is ahead of Max Scherzer in it that he can make any adjustment during an at bat, during an inning, during a game. When it comes to Max Scherzer, he's got his resume, but in this particular game, it came out during the game that he wasn't able to throw his cutter because of what it was doing to his oblique. Okay, fine, dandy. Jacob deGrom has gone through some stuff over the years with his arm where he's had to scale back on a certain pitch, but he's made the adjustment to continue on and get the outs needed to get a victory. He did that in game 2. He was the only Met pitcher to get a victory. And now Met fans online, as predictable as they are, want him gone. So that's a little rough. We talked about paying him maybe a 3-year, 4-year deal with some options, incentives, and all that stuff. But you got to have somebody else. We talked about this all year from a Mets perspective. But you got deGrom and Scherzer and Bassett. No team wants to play that in the playoffs. Well, the Braves swept those 3 guys, and the Padres took 2 out of 3. And again, the Mets put themselves in the situation by losing the division. But in the same breath, I'm also going to say they did not collapse. They played almost 70% winning baseball. But the Braves played 770, 780. So I think when you look back on this year, you could say same old Mets from 15 years ago when they were collapsing against the Marlins and stuff like that. But I don't think that is the case this year, as you can see a clear momentum switch. You don't win 101 games. You lose the division. You take a different chance. The Padres have great pitching. The Padres have so hitting, and they came alive, and they beat the Dodgers last night also. So I don't feel as bad. But again, from a business perspective, when Steve Cohen came in, he said, year 1, let's make the playoffs. Year 2, let's move forward. Year 3, let's win the whole damn thing. So it's hard from a Yankee fan could get pissed off at this year. A Dodgers fan could get pissed off at this year. But I'm not gonna get pissed off at this year. I'm a Met fan. I know my place in line. And Timmy, you mentioned at the beginning of this year that there's more. You're no longer the kid brother in town. And I always kept the perspective of, yeah, we're not, but it's only the first year of the transition. To go from 77 wins to 101, yes, you fell flat on your face in the playoffs. You know what's necessary. There's a couple of holes that need to be filled. Catcher, DH, to name the 2 most glaring issues. But all in all, I'm happy with this year. I was watching meaningful baseball into October. Completely different from last year. I take it, but next year I got to see a movement. I got to see movement forward. And then in a couple of years, I got to see a World Series. I got to be in the World Series. I might lose it, but I got to be there. My thought. Dave, what do you think?
I don't disagree with you with anything you said. Especially if you look at the way you guys started off the season, like not even like the beginning of the season, like before that, like your off season didn't look so great with a lot of your issues you're having in the organization. But you know, you guys started off hot. I would not say that you guys collapsed either, just because you still won 101 games. Like that, you can't really consider that a collapse. You know, the Braves just turned it up at the right time. That
They
second
won the
half,
same number of games.
yeah,
We won 100. Both teams won 101 games, and the Braves beat us 10-9 in the regular season. That was it.
Yeah, that's it.
And this was the first year that the 1-game playoff for a division was gone. I'm not going to complain about it because I like that. There's got to be a reason for you to win that division. You know, getting a first round bye. But yeah, and again, and go ahead, Dave, and then I want to ask Tim a question on the new playoff system.
So the only thing I will say is I wouldn't blame Scherzer, because you had Scherzer. Without Scherzer, you guys aren't winning 101 games. He was a key piece, and you want to compare him to DeGrom, but who's been more durable throughout his career? So I feel
Scherzer.
like Scherzer's still like a key piece to that, where I wouldn't get rid of DeGrom because he's still an animal. He just needs to stay healthy.
Yeah.
But Scherzer's still, I feel like, a key piece, and it's crazy how
100%. I agree. But it's in the moment. You got that girlfriend, you love her to death, but she just pissed you the hell off, and you want everybody to you need her to know that she just pissed you off. And that's what, you know, it's family, but you know, Scherzer did his thing all year. He battled, he came back from that the oblique. And then he, you know, DeGrom didn't play well against Oakland, and Scherzer didn't play well against the Braves and Padres, and it is what it is. But upward trajectory. That's for a Mets fan. That's what we want. And then Timmy, you know, the Braves got the division, and now I can't think of his name. The manager. They lost the first game, right? So they were down 1-0 to the Phillies, and now you got the manager coming out saying we didn't need 5 days off. So is it, do you want the bye? You don't want the bye? Because historically, since the wild card has come through with baseball, it's been the team that gets the hottest, right? And even in football, the Giants are a great example of that. Giants got sizzling hot, and you know, stomped them out. But so what do you think? The Yankees had a bye. Obviously, it's a different outcome from what Atlanta had. But do you like the idea of having a bye? Do you think in baseball it ruins the momentum? What do you think? Now that we've seen a little bit of it,
I honestly believe that each team will handle it differently. The Yankees need the bye. Their injuries are still out of control. I think the bye was a huge blessing for them. The Mets, maybe not. Oh, not the Mets, but the Braves, maybe not so much. Like I said, they were scorching.
Yeah,
they wanted to keep going. They want to keep playing and playing. The Yankees aren't that, man. They're, you know, Stanton always needs rest. Carpenter was, you know, hurt. The pitching staff is whatever. They need the rest. I like the fact they had the bye. But I said some teams it's different. I understand what the Braves are saying.
Yeah.
When you're hot as them, you don't want to stop. You want to play every day, no break. Just go. Let's just go until November 1st.
And that's been since June.
Yeah.
Who gets so hot like the whole damn season, man? It just doesn't make any sense. But all right, they are the world champs.
And it's you know, I mean, how frustrating it is. Like I said, for you guys, it's like, hey, we just won 10 straight, but the goddamn Braves have won 15 straight. It's like we didn't make any ground up. It's like that's the horrible part about it. And as far as the Scherzer thing goes, yeah, like Dave said, without him, because don't forget DeGrom was out a lot.
Yep,
he carried them. He carried them while DeGrom was out. So just listen, it's a butthurt reaction right now. They're you know, you guys, they're upset. They want to, you know, they expected the world to be handed to them this year. It's not how it works. Like you said, you do have a couple holes you need to fill.
Terzio thought that.
And you know what? And I'm going to say this, and I don't care if I take shit for it too. I think, see, the Mets lineup doesn't scare me. So I kind of think they overachieved a bit. And I will say this, so Sergio doesn't come and attack me in the middle of the night or something. The Yankees pitching staff doesn't scare me either. I think they overachieved also. So I think both teams are, did what they did great. But I would like if the Yankees lose, I'm not going to be shocked. I'm not going to be shocked at all because I think they overachieve with that staff. Just like I think
With
the
the
Mets
staff.
overachieve with their lineup. Like I look at their lineup and I literally, Steve, I was going, who? Who is this guy? Mark Canha is like a fucking all-star? I was like, I'm like, what's going on with this lineup? I was like, who are these people?
Well, Mark Canha is not known because he was with Oakland. He hit like 22, 23 home runs a year with them.
Yeah, but like I said, he's with Oakland, so who cares?
Exactly
No
right, exactly.
Not even Oakland cares. No one cares.
But so the Mets made some mistakes at the trade deadline. JD Davis and 3 guys got traded for Darren Ruff. JD Davis went on to hit 290 with several home runs. Darren Ruff, they brought him in to face lefties because he was dominant against lefties. Not a single home run against a left-handed pitcher after they got him. So they gave up 4 guys for him, right? So you got Vogelback, Ruff. Those are the guys that you're probably saying like who to. But I'm really confident in the top 6 in that lineup. But there are those holes. So you got Nimmo and Marte and Lindor and Alonso and McNeil. And then Escobar. I'm good with Escobar. But after that, it was like 3 straight outs. But
that's what a lot of people were saying up here too. Up here, they were saying, if you get past 1 through 7, you got 2 outs coming up next. You got 2 outs now. You know what I mean? Is he frozen or is he just looking like that?
He's frozen, but we pretend that he's just giving the side eye.
Oh, you should take a picture of that. That's hilarious. But yeah, a lot up here. I know your favorite Joe Beningo and all those guys are all saying stuff like you got 1 through 6, okay, but when you get down to 7, 8, and 9, the Mets are not a threat at all.
Right.
And
that's why they had McNeil batting 8th at one point this year because you got to get somebody who can get a bunch of hits.
And then a lot of people here when you brought that catcher up, you're a rookie, you're a star. They expected him to put the team on his back. It's like, dude, he's a rookie coming up in September.
He's 20.
To face, to go against playoff pitching and stuff. He's not gonna make a massive difference. It doesn't happen. Plus, he couldn't make the roster anyway, right? You have to go by September 1st.
He made the roster. Yeah,
that's not a rule anymore.
I'm not 100% sure on what the cutoff date is, but he did make the playoff roster. But when he first came up, I mean, he's a 20-year-old kid. He's swinging for the fences on whether it's 7 feet, 2 feet above his head, or in the dirt. He's swinging at everything, and he did launch one, like it was a moonshot. But that's what the Mets are trying to get out of him is the power. And then as we move forward, robot umpires and all that stuff. Like the whole framing aspect of being a catcher that goes away because it's a strike is a strike. It's so they are thinking that more offensive catchers will be coming up in the next several years as the need to frame pitches goes away with potential robot umpires. Dave, welcome back. Timmy, you guys got rained out tonight. That got rescheduled till 1:07 tomorrow afternoon. Which to have, I don't know, to have these
happening tomorrow.
I think that's right. I would think that's weird that MLB would have the Yankees on at 1:00 in the afternoon on a Friday. It doesn't make any sense. But that's what the Phillies fans are all complaining about. The Phillies fans are all pissed off that they're getting. You just snuck into the wild card. You're not going to be prime time. I'm sorry. It is what it is. But that series is tied 1-1. Dodgers tied 1-1. Yankees up 1-0 in their series. The Astros beat the Mariners today. So they were up 2-0 in that series. And then I don't know, I might have mentioned this, but Braves and I'm sorry, Dodgers and Padres tied at 1. Going back to San Diego. Who the hell knows? But
one thing, Steve, I didn't know real quick. I had no idea. I mean, I guess it makes sense because there's 3 games, but it has to hurt a little more. I didn't know all 3 games were going to be in Citi Field.
They're all home.
Because after the first 2, I was like, well, now I got to fly all the way to fucking San Diego. And the guy's like, no, they're homing. I'm like, 3 games in Citi Field? That hurts a little little bit more. It's got
It does.
Like, how does that even happen? That was
Well,
shocking. That really was shocking.
The only thing I could say to that is at least we didn't get swept at home like the Cardinals did.
Yeah.
That's all I think I can say. That's it. That's all I can say. Can't say anything else. All right. So we're past the wild card round. So what we have in the American League: Mariners, Astros, Guardians, Yankees. Much too early prediction, maybe. But who do you have coming out of the American League, guys?
Unfortunately, I have to go with the Astros right now. They look unstoppable. And speaking of hot, they're freaking hot.
They are. That's a problem. I don't want the Astros to win.
I don't want.
And I don't want the Guardians to win either because two of our former players are there. I don't want them to win.
Well, don't they have 2 walk-offs already? So I'm telling you right now that they're wearing buzzers again. So the hell with them.
They're wearing buzzers again.
That one home run. They were down by 2 in a 3-run shot.
Buzzer. He's wearing buzzers. They're getting signs. I don't care what they're doing. It's fucking Ouija board, smoke signals.
Something else out.
They're doing something wrong with cheating bastards.
Dave, what about you? Yeah, the Mariners down 2.
I don't want to say the Astros, so I'm just because I just don't even want to put that out there. I'll go Yankees. I'm hoping Yankees.
I'm hoping too, but like I said, our pitching is suspect.
No,
well, I'm not necessarily hoping. You
don't want to be relegated back to little brother? Is that what it is?
We already are. It just happened already. I mean,
your worst nightmare is Yankees, Phillies, Yankees, Braves. So you got 3.
I already lived through
really
Yankees, Phillies, and Yankees, Braves. I lived through them both.
That's right.
Absolute worst. God damn.
So
it.
And
Yankees, Marlins.
Yeah, and Yankees, Mets. The only thing we don't have is Yankees, Nats, Nationals.
So, Key,
all right. Listen. Enjoy the rest of the show.
We depressed the hell out of them. So I'm saying you and Keith would root for the Yankees in that scenario, while Rodriguez, producer Joe, and Terzio are all going to be wearing fucking Braves or doing the chop or some shit.
It's just bad.
I do.
Really?
2009 was really rough for me because 96, I was 15. I was like, all right, well, better days ahead for the Mets. And then 2000 came along and then that happened. And then 2009, all right, can we stop talking about baseball now? No, let's nationally, you got the Phillies, Braves. I'm going to go Astros. I just nothing against the Yankees, but I just think the Astros are a more complete team. Verlander's not going to get killed like that again, I don't think. It'll be Astros Yankees, and
I think it's going to be Astros Dodgers again, and then I hope the Dodgers will whoop their asses.
No Chapman in there.
Yeah, Chapman's out. Chapman doesn't even want to show up to a. What was it that you shared today? Stephen Vogt. He went to he did catching practice before a game. He wasn't even catching in.
He was retiring for the rest of his life. Showed up early the day before the practice, and then Chapman can't even show up for a goddamn playoff meeting. You know what? I hate that dude. I haven't liked that guy since. I don't know. I don't trust him at all. So you know what? Goodbye. But again, hurts the bullpen, hurts the pitching, which is why I think the Astros are going to win. Astros, Dodgers, and then Dodgers, baby. I'm going blue all the way. I don't care if my kid was on the Astros, I wouldn't root for them. So
I would go with the Dodgers too on that. So Phillies, Braves, Dodgers, Padres. Tim, you have the Dodgers. What about you, Dave?
So ideally, I would want the Dodgers just because I would want a Dodgers-Yankees World Series. However, I'm gonna go Padres. I'm gonna say it's about time.
They might. I don't know. So it's tied at 2. They got to Kershaw yesterday. Now they're heading back to. Now they're heading to San Diego. I don't know who's going to pitch that. Maybe it's Musgrove. Check his ears.
Check his ears.
Check his ears, baby. All right.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was wiping some stuff off. he was going to his ear between pitches. I got
It was a hot day in New York. What can you say?
Don't worry about it. All right. All right. So let's hit on a couple of topics real quick here, and then
Before we finish off with baseball. So you guys were bringing up the bye. So do you think that maybe something fun to do would be give the first place team an option if they want to take the bye or not?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I don't know how that would really work. I don't know. I don't know.
So that well,
when you're old like the Yankees, I was like, dude, I'm taking fucking
well,
off.
Actually, that's what I'm saying. You get the option, so the Yankees were like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take the bye. I'm not stupid.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
we're old. We're fine.
That's hot or whatever." But what if, the Braves are claiming, "Oh, we don't need 5 days," then they would essentially not take the bye.
Right. So then they would place somebody else in the bye.
I would say that they still would play the last team, and then if anything, the second place team and the third place team would get the bye if the second place chooses.
That's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, because they had toyed around with the idea of the before they went to this, the first place team, the team with the overall best record, would get to choose which wild card team they would play, and that kind of got shut down. I don't know how it would work, but you're right. Or is it that that's part of the game? You get your bye, you figure it out. I mean, if you don't want to get your bye, don't win your division. I don't know. Like the
right?
Mets.
It's like, hey,
just like the Mets did.
You should have let the Mets win.
Oh boy! All right, let's get to a couple of situations that are not very good. In basketball, Draymond Green and Jordan Poole. Obviously, we've seen the video of what seems to be just Draymond Green going up to Jordan Poole, getting a shove, and then unleashing a roundhouse right. First of all, just from my side, this happens all the time. I'm not in these gyms, and I wouldn't know, but I know. These are guys that are battling in the post and this and practicing, taking elbow, all this stuff. There's bound to be issues throughout the year, and there's no video of Michael Jordan punching Steve Kerr, right? But it happened. These are things that happen. Never got. Who the hell is? They got to find the guy who video recorded it and sold it to TMZ that works for the team. Like what? Where's the trust? So Dave, I'll pass this over to you. What do you think? This happens. There's talk about there's some jealousy with the money. There's not enough money to go around with Golden State. Maybe Draymond Green is feeling some sort of way that he's not going to get paid, but Jordan Poole might. Any number of issues going on, but now that it's public, what should the Golden State Warriors do here? Is it a long suspension? Is it a fine? What do you think should have happened here?
Well, I'll touch on two topics here. Like you said, this happens in every organization. I mean, just last year,
any locker room.
Just last year, the Heat had Jimmy Butler go at Spoelstra in the middle of a game.
You want to fight me? I'm not going to fight you.
Yeah, he's like, you want to fight me? And then like Spoelstra slamming the clipboard, Udonis, and everyone breaking everything up. Like it happens, and it's bound to happen. It's a competitive sport. These guys want to win. Their egos are up the roof. And the other thing is that I think Draymond he does things before he actually thinks about them. I don't think he's very bright in that aspect because he's done it with Kevin Durant. Now he's done it with Poole. I feel like maybe whenever he just gets heated and wants to like say some stupid crap, he just goes and does it, not knowing like what the outcome is going to be. And Jordan Poole didn't take the Kevin Durant approach about, I'm just going to walk it off or not say anything.
Sure,
he went up and said, he's a young guy. So he's going to go up and be like, hey, like, what the hell? Like, you want to see something in my face? Say it. He ended up getting a punch in the face. I don't think it's something that he should get suspended for. Again, it's a team thing. They'll figure out a way to handle it. Fine. I don't think so either. Because if the video doesn't leak, then it's all like, oh, what really happened? What really happened? I forgot. Was it a few years ago? I think it was. I don't remember if it was Paul George or Danny Granger punched the wall and broke their hand or something like that. Like we just hear about it. Nothing really happens.
Fire extinguisher.
Exactly. It's just stuff you hear about. But when you actually see it, then that's when people start bringing a bigger light to it and make it a much bigger deal than it really should be. Like the organization handles it. If they don't see Draymond Green as a cancer and a key piece, then they'll figure out a way to get him in line. Because at the end of the day, what matters most to all these guys is winning.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head there by saying because we saw it, it's bad. If we heard, like when we first heard about it, he threw a punch. Okay, this shit happens. Teammates, guys, testosterone, locker room, money, all this stuff. It's bound to happen. It happens all the time. And Stephen A. Smith is talking about it all the time. It happens. It's just because it was on video. We live in 2022. If this was 1996, done. Nothing.
We wouldn't even heard
talking about it now. No. Right, exactly.
In 96, people were throwing fists in the middle of the court.
Yeah, exactly. Hanging on to somebody's leg. Fights were happening. That's just it. So much ado about something that used to be nothing. Obviously, now in 2022, when you have the big TMZ Sports hovering over the video, it's all about the money and who cares what always used to happen in sports. And this happens at every level of sports. People get pissed off, have bad days, and it's Draymond Green, guys. It's Draymond Green.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all right, so let's pivot a little bit, and I'll turn to Timmy on this one. Go ahead.
No, but real quick on that whole thing, it's like you said, it's not like Ray Rice beating up a woman in an elevator. There's two teammates going at it in practice. It's no one's fucking business. There should be no fines. No punishment unless the team deems it so. We shouldn't even be talking about it. But like you said, 2022, everything is everybody's business nowadays.
Yeah. And then, I mean, just the smack talking on Jordan Poole's side, that's cool. Draymond Green, that's cool.
Draymond Green's, now he's beating up a stripper in a hotel pool. That's a different story. And that video pops up. Right. That's something you got to look at. Two teammates, two little kids fight, like little leaguers fight with each other. So stupid.
It's asinine. All right, so now we pivot from somebody who's known for this type of thing to somebody who's not really known for this type of thing, and we go to the NFL for this, and we got Davante Adams now charged with a misdemeanor for the actions on Monday night. Obviously a very, 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 very frustrated Davante Adams, especially on that last play when your fellow receiver collides into you, thus ending the play and the game. It's been a frustrating start for the Raiders, 1-4. They had all this high expectations going in, especially bringing Davante Adams over from Green Bay, and they're 1-4. And Davante Adams decides, hey, let me take this out on this little tiny cameraman that's running in front of me and shove him to the floor. I'm not even going to ask if you guys think it's okay or anything, but like if it was any normal human being, they would have. There's a lawsuit happening right now, like immediately. I get that he's never had any issues like this. He's always been a stand-up guy. But I don't care what level of frustration is. How stupid do you have to be? You are the star of this team. The cameras are going to follow you every single place. Poor guy, little guy, is running in front of you, trying to get by. Let me get by real quick. Gets thrown on the floor. And then the only thing is, you apologize right away. I get spurred, and you're in the moment, you're frustrated, but that's no excuse to do what he did. To his credit, he apologized immediately in the locker room, but now he's being charged with a misdemeanor. It's going to cost him a lot more than what he originally thought, I think. But what do you guys think here? This cameraman? He's not Randy Johnson, and we'll get to that in a second. But Is this, you guys remember the Dennis Rodman thing, kicking the cameraman in the nuts? Is it it's almost similar, but I don't believe Davante had the ill intentions that maybe Rodman had back there. So Timmy, stand-up guy seemingly, but tosses this camera guy on his ass. Just, is it something that just kind of sweep to the side? I mean, not if you're a cameraman making X dollars amount
No, it
an
can't be
hour.
swept to the side at all. I
Right.
mean, but you know what? I kind of get the whole frustrated spur of the moment, just letting come out of motion. But yeah, you're talking about a tiny little camera guy. It just doesn't look good at all. I don't know. It's like so weird. It's so weird.
It's a
I
weird
understand. I understand the frustration of that spur of the moment thing. You're just reacting, and that's poor little guy just happened to be there when you reacted. But on the other hand, like you said, he's a poor little NFL photographer. Why would you do such a stupid ass thing? But misdemeanor charges, that's a little crazy. That's a little crazy. I don't think he should be charged with a misdemeanor. I mean, he's going to have to spend a lot of money, and I hope
Yeah.
Mr. Photographer gets his move because he's going to get paid. So I don't think this is going to be swept under the rug, but I think it's going to be like, Lude, I'm sorry. I'll give you X amount of dollars for your fucking hurt feelings and your pinky toe, whatever the hell was wrong with the guy. And that'll be the end of it. I don't think it's going to get any bigger than it should be.
Should have dropped the equipment on himself.
Yeah,
Take it
it's
to the
just
next
one of those
level.
things. Like when you're on that sideline, again, we know he did it on purpose. It wasn't like it was an accident. But when you're on that sideline, anything can happen. I mean, anything can literally happen. Even guys who get mad, they just like throw a ball. Even that ball's not going to beam a cheerleader in the face. You don't know. You don't know. It's a spur of the moment. It's a spur of the moment, stupid thing to do when you're all pumped up on adrenaline. But he's going to pay. He's going to pay something.
Dave, you're that cameraman. What are you doing the next day?
Oh, I'm fucking suing though.
Oh,
give me the money.
No, thanks for the apology. I want my money now too.
Appreciate it. I'll give you 10% off.
Yeah,
for the apology.
Yeah, no, it's just the Raiders being the Raiders, man. I don't know what it is when they get into this uniform. What does it do to them?
Right?
How is it like it's
especially
always something?
Especially the wide receiver. You put a wide receiver, that's it. You're done.
Man, it's incredible. I think
Renfro, be careful, Renfro. Just you don't want to go down that route.
Honestly, like
with the route.
It wasn't okay. I think. See, in this situation, I feel like he probably should get some sort of suspension for a game or two or whatever. What he should have done is go and fuck up Renfro. Like, what the hell is that man doing?
That crossing pattern. Boom.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. That's who I would have been pissed at. I would have gone and said something to his face. Like, what the hell are you doing, man? Open your eyes. Do you know your route?
This is why you're hurt all the time.
That helped me. That helped me tremendously.
You're not putting any fantasy points, Hunter Renfro. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was playing a daily fantasy. I was up by like 2 points, and the other guy had the kicker. I was like, "You son of a bitch! You're gonna beat me with the kicker, Carlson." And thankfully, on that play, they collided.
Yeah.
And it's a messy situation because this guy is not known for anything like that. Like Davante Adams is a good dude on, as far as I know on the field, but damn.
Maybe Aaron Rodgers knew something. He's like, no, don't give that guy that money. Give it to me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll hang with Alan Lazard and lose in London and shit to the Giants. All right, a couple more quick hitters here. Dave, NBA preseason has begun. Zion, what the hell, man? Like, this guy already came out of a game because of ankle situation. The only thing he's known for is injury. I mean, we've seen some, a glimmer here and there, nasty dunk here and there, but understood that they're being overly, protective of him. But that it's already like the red flags are already up. It's already feeling like it. Like, and this is a guy who I was like, here's my stupidity. All the Knicks fans' stupidity. All right, we missed him. 7 years. We got him. We'll just chill for 7 years. But what do you think about this? I think that they're being overly cautious with him this time, but it could be any moment with this guy.
It's true. I mean, they were overly cautious with him last year. He wanted to come back sooner, and they were just like, no, like, get your rest, get your weight in check. Rehab is not enough. So he's been out for over a year at this point, where I'm actually surprised he got hurt. Where he's starting to turn out more to be Greg Oden than Blake Griffin. And
those are the red flags in the NBA. Greg Oden.
Yeah, if he ends up becoming that, like, man, that sucks because this kid he's talented. He can get up there. He hustles. He's a big body.
But it's everything from his waist down. He's had hip issues, a knee thing, a thigh, ankle. Like, it's everything.
And he's what, like 21?
Yeah. Like, these are things I wake up with pain, but I'm old, so. But and then you think of the talent that he has, the greatness that in college, everything that you saw. And then he come to the NBA. Are you going to be a Greg? Nobody wants to be Greg Oden. Nobody wants to be mentioned in the same sentence as a Greg Oden. Not even the great Pat Riley could get Oden, pull him back. So when you got a guy like this who, his first season he played, got hurt in college, was held out all of last year. Now in his first preseason game, all the excitement's going on. He gets pulled for an ankle. It's hard to it's easy to see what that team could do with him. Like, whoa, like that could be, they could do a lot of damage, but it's always going to be like, okay, is he hurt? Is he going to be out for 10 games during a big stretch? He's going to make the playoffs, all that stuff. That's rough when you spend that kind of a pick on him.
It's true. And I mean, he almost, I wouldn't say he feels like a Kawhi, but I guess they're trying to go that route where they're like giving him those extra days off to not be hurt because of how valuable he is. But then in the long run, like, what, you're gonna settle for like the 6th, 5th seed and then have to battle your way out? Like, no, you want to be the top and at least have home court, play the lower seeds first, not that tough 4 or 5 seed first.
Right. And even in that scenario, let's say they're the 3 seed. And then Zion gets hurt in the playoffs. Now you might lose to the 6th seed. So it's a load management. That's the new way, right? And
I think that's pure garbage. I hate the load management.
And then you got Kyrie trying to get a contract where he doesn't play back-to-backs. I mean,
how long has he been in the league already, Zion?
This will be the 3rd year.
No, I think this is going to be the 4th.
It feels both shorter and longer than what it really is.
To me, I feel like he's been around for like 10 years, and I never heard one highlight on any sports show about him. That tells you something when I don't hear anything along those lines. I fully admit I am not a fan of this NBA game, but I do know who he is, and I do remember the hype coming out and him getting drafted. And like you said, now sitting here thinking about it, I have never, ever heard of a Zion highlight during one of these sports shows or anything. That's why I'm like, how long has he been playing? 4 years? And I have not heard one single,
gotta be on the court
oh my God moment, like holy shit moment. So that proved right there what whatever. He's fragile.
It's true. I mean, he sat out at least a year and a half. His rookie year was the COVID season, if I'm not wrong.
He got drafted in 2019.
So yeah, COVID.
I forgot about COVID. You're right. I'll go a little easier on it then because I forgot about COVID.
But
he's so it's 2019-2020 season, right?
Yeah, so COVID. Yeah. So then you look at the number 2, John Morant, and all you hear is John Morant.
Beast.
Like, oh, this dunk, this buzzer beater, this block. Like, it's crazy how the two, just worked out that way.
Of course. Yeah. Not for my Knicks, though.
Yeah, and then you have
stupid. Oh, let's have a lottery. Let's have you want to give me 11 balls in that stupid shit and not pick my ball?
Well, you guys had what's his name? Go
ahead, say
RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett's a beast. Yeah, but we the NBA. I could win 5 games and get the 8th pick. What? I go 5-77 and get the 8th goddamn pick.
So you don't tank. You don't make the game.
I know, but we tanked not on purpose. We didn't tank, and then we didn't tank well enough. All right.
But somehow you have Cleveland and all these other teams somehow magically get the one. I remember, what was it, like 3 out of 4 years, right? Cleveland had the number 1 pick.
Yes. After
like, how's that even possible? How are you going to tell me there's no rigging?
We haven't had the number 1 pick since Patrick Ewing. You want to say that we were, it was fixed or whatever? I don't care. But it's been 35 years. I can't throw us a bone. Oh my God! All right. Well, we'll be bouncing back and forth here real quick. One lighthearted subject here. Randy Johnson. 6'11", lefty flamethrower, murder of birds, Seattle Mariner, is now an NFL cameraman. And I didn't pull this up, but have you guys seen his logo for his company?
No. Is it an exploding bird?
It's an exploding bird.
Nice. I hate that fucker, but nice.
It's an exploding bird. So, but that's good for him. I read up a little bit on him, and he's wanted to be do camera work and photography for a long time. He's done like the X Games. I didn't know any of this stuff. I had no clue, and he's like. He just goes in. He's got his press pass. If you don't know who I am, you don't know who I am. But I'm going to go take pictures. But he's done, like I said, the X Games, some other things that aren't coming to mind right now. But he's obviously doing the NFL now. So, and a little bit of funniness around the logo. He killed the bird.
I wonder how many people have been like, man, that cameraman looks like Randy Johnson. Like,
Right.
man, stop talking nonsense. Man, pay attention to the game.
It's probably Randall Johnson on his ID. Randall.
Oh, yeah, right. Very professional.
Very professional. Randall Johnson, NFL photographer. Hey, you know what? Good for him. Just want to sit around and retire and suck on his millions. Good for him. Let him go out and do something.
Yeah, he's probably bored at home. What are you going to do? Terzio has joined the conversation here.
He missed the Mets talk.
I know. We're not going back though. All right. A couple of things that I want to hit on here. Former players now in media. So this week, Ryan Clark, who used to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, great player, very well known. He's on ESPN all day long. And typically he's saying the right things. And so my question to you guys is that for these former players that are now in media, I think all the reaction over this was perfectly fine. He had some stuff to say about the way that the Steelers played or did not play again, or getting embarrassed by Buffalo on Sunday, 38-3, and that there was no heart. And somebody even on the it might have been Mr. Step Out of Bounds, Dan Orlovsky, might have said something to him about and I think this was scripted. Why can you say something? You're not a former player. He's like, because I put my spleen on the line. I put my this on the line. I went to Denver and I played. I put my life on the line basically to play football. And these guys are like giving up on losing 38-3. He said, I understand there's a talent that, it's also a talent issue, but have some heart. Don't go down 38-3 and just give up like that. And then they asked Tomlin about it. Tomlin said, well, that's what he's getting paid to do now, which I thought was perfect. They suck. He's getting paid to talk about teams, and he's a former player. So they're obviously, if the Steelers are in trouble, they're going to Ryan Clark. If the Cowboys are in trouble, they're going to Swagoo. They're going to if Orlovsky is in trouble, I don't know. They talk about going out of bounds in the end zone. I don't know, the Lions. But, no matter what the situation, they're going to go back to the former player always, a former player of the team. What do you guys think? Start with you, Timmy. Former players talking about their former teams now, but now they're in the media. That's what they're getting paid to do.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, on one hand, we could talk about Tiki back in
Tiki, yeah,
2007, and how he basically had a whole team or an organization shit on him after that.
Yep.
I mean, you know what? If you retire, I don't know. I think it's another one of those situations where I don't think you should do your former team right away. Like I said, Tiki leaves, he shits on Eli. Eli says, "Okay, I'm gonna win a Super Bowl now without you, you bastard." And Tiki was shunned for how many years? Bull. Not only that, but he left his pregnant wife for a hotter chick. That just right there shows you what a piece of shit he was. But no, I would rather hear a terrible former player than a broadcast graduate, Harvard.
Good job, Terzio.
I would rather have that. I enjoy, like I said, we enjoy watching Eli and Peyton over these professional announcers. I like Tony Romo as an announcer.
Yeah.
Professional announcers. We're talking about Aikman and
no. I'm talking about Buck. No, Buck and the guys that never put on a goddamn uniform, but somehow can No, I'm talking. But I would rather hear Aikman than Buck, only because Aikman knows what's going on. That's all I'm saying. Just like Romo, I hate the guy. That dude knows what play is coming next. Oh, they're gonna run a 3-5 and they fucking run it. I'm like, Jesus, Romo, what the hell did you? What the hell is it? But he's energetic.
Why didn't you read these defenses?
Yeah, he's great. He's great doing former games. I mean, and you know what? If you're critical of your former team, it's because you love your former team. You're not just trying to be an asshole. You're really critical. See, Tiki attacked Eli. He didn't attack the Giants. There's a huge difference.
It was a personal, right?
It was a personal thing. Kind of like, oh, I retired because Eli sucks. No, you retired because you were pussy and you wanted to walk away. So, I don't mind it. I actually enjoy it. Like I said, I would rather hear a stuttering former player than a, deeply based, awesome broad school graduate than anything else, because they know what the hell's going on in this game. They know what the hell they're talking about. So I'm all about the former player.
Yeah, and not all the time do they know what they're talking about.
Well, I think in maybe sometimes if it's a different regime, but Clark played under this guy and he knows so he can differentiate between the coaching, what he knows is being coached, and what the players are giving. That if you played for the coach, I think you can talk a little bit more, but don't go against the former player. Don't 38-3. Have some cojones to get out there a little bit. I did like what Pickett did. He got hit hard and he got it right up and got in this dude's face. That I like. But Dave, what do you think? I mean, that's what they're getting paid to do now. They're getting paid to talk about guys, and if it's not like immediate, then I say it's okay to cover the team.
I think it's okay to cover the team. If anything, they're the ones who are going to give you more insight on it. Like, hey, when I was here, this is what we ran, but this is where it failed, and give you a different insight to that. I also think it's good because, for example, no one has really been, except for the exception of Tom Brady, really experienced possible winning season and losing season. So they can talk about when we experienced this is what they need to do. This is how they need to rally, blah, 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 whatever nonsense they want to spew. But you can get that perspective from a former team player that, knows the hard struggles of being on that team. So I think that's fine. I don't really have an issue with it. And I think, yeah, like Timmy said, it's a good insight to get because you're getting a little bit of a behind the scenes look at it, what they experienced, what they saw out there, where, we're just watching.
Right, exactly. And he played under him. He knows what type of motivation Tomlin gives, and Tomlin has never been under 500. So I mean, I side with the Ryan Clark on this side because he went out there, smart or not, with sickle cell out in Denver. He wanted to go out there and play, and I think he's got the utmost respect for Tomlin because he helped Tomlin, even though Clark was cleared to play in the Denver game the following year. Or 2 years after, Tomlin, as a head coach, said, "Okay, we're not taking this risk with you. You had a spleen issue. You had all sorts of shit going on because of the altitude. You ain't playing again. We're not risking this." So there's that. RC has that maybe it's a father figure type thing, even though they're not too far apart in age. But the father figure thing as coach to player, saying, "Okay, you held me out of there, even probably best decision for me." And so I think Ryan Clark has the confidence in Tomlin. I think that he's just thinking that the players are just not giving it their all, which you see on 38-3. That's probably it. I mean, there's a talent thing, like I said at the beginning, but there's also a try harder, put up a fight. I mean, couple more things, and then we'll get to our week 6 picks. This game has already probably started. Probably a lot of people falling asleep watching that. So come on over to us. Baseball, Eric K, who gave the drugs to Tyler Skaggs with the Angels, gets sentenced to 22 years behind bars. Not only for what he did, but I don't know if you guys heard the recordings for the jailhouse conversations that he had. I'm not sure if you guys heard. So real quick, just a couple of quotes. So when talking about Skaggs' family, so this is Eric K, who gave the drugs to Skaggs. He was talking about the Skaggs family. All they see are dollar signs. They may get more money with him dead than when he was playing because he sucked.
Wow.
He also says, "I'm here in prison because of Tyler Skaggs. Well, he's dead, so fuck him."
Wow.
So the judge basically said, "That's disgusting." Oh, wait. So that was the judge saying. And then Eric K jumps in and says, "That's disgusting. I don't know why I said that. I was mad at the world." Well, good for you, because you just not only did you provide the drugs to this guy who is obviously mentally unstable to begin with. There was stuff about that, and then to no remorse, no, like, fuck him. Really? You just ended somebody's life by providing the means. Yes, he had issues, but instead of giving him the drugs, get him some help. Like, really? Like, I don't know. Maybe that's too simple for me. Maybe that's too simple for guys like us. But like, if you're the type of guy that would do that and then say fuck him, Eric K can go fuck himself. Go rot in jail, man. What I mean, there's no way you guys going a different way than this, but like, damn.
I'm on Eric K's side. No, I'm not. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Another thing that will unite this country. Brett Favre and Eric K.
Yeah, wow. It's disgusting. It's just disgusting. Let him rot where he is now. The hell with him.
And Matt Harvey, who is obviously very much involved in that. Now we know that Matt Harvey was taking cocaine in the Mets dugout, Mets clubhouse. Maybe that's why the blood was coming down his nose. But obviously, New York is not for everybody. We talked about that a little while ago. So New York is not for everybody. 86 Mets are not the rule here. They did the cocaine and they won the World Series. But for somebody like this, like Matt Harvey, and then you got Skaggs. This is all within. It could have been Harvey. We could be talking about Harvey being dead right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it all boils down to this guy's a dickhead. This guy, drugs is one thing. Whatever would you say afterwards? Like, all these goddamn. If you don't watch any prison shows and know that all these things are recorded, you're an idiot and you deserve the extra years. This guy, I mean, show some fake remorse on the line in prison. Would have given you a long way. Fake it, dick. Dave, what? I mean, not much more we could probably say about this, but what a dick.
No, absolutely. He showed no remorse, and I think, yeah, it's disgusting. It's despicable as a human being, but wow,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then for me on a separate topic, pretty local, the Parkland. I don't know if you guys believe in the death penalty or not. Anybody out there believe in the death penalty? But the Parkland shooter does not kill 17 faculty members and kids a few years ago down here in South Florida. does not get the death penalty. That was announced today. Has nothing to do with sports. Just thought I'd throw a little bit frustration out there.
Yeah, life without parole, right?
Life without parole. Yeah, I mean, but spending the money on the tax dollars to like part of my pay is going to a grilled cheese sandwich for him. That's
Right.
what like.
He's young,
I don't
so
care
it's
about necessarily frying people, but I'm spending money to keep this guy full.
He gets 3 meals a day and protection inside of your money for murder. Yeah. Listen, I know people like to criticize Texas and Republicans, but they have the right idea. If more than 3 people see you commit a murder, you go to the front of the goddamn line. You don't have to wait. There's no appeals. There's no courts.
And
you go right to the
years
front
of
the
appeals and stuff.
No, you go right to the front of the line.
I watch a lot of this stuff, and you all, if you don't know by now, I'm a Democrat. I'm liberal, but I absolutely believe in the death penalty. Yeah, I'm not from Texas, but I believe in the death penalty. I'm not the typical guy. I'm not the typical, political party person. There are some things on each side, but the core of it stays on one side or the other. Won't go there. But the bottom line of it is that tax dollars are being wasted. Not only my tax dollars, none of my family members were killed in that. Family members who had their kids taken from them are paying tax dollars to feed this fucking guy. Kill him. I hope within 2 months it's a Jeffrey Dahmer situation. He's dead. Just kill him.
I'm pretty sure that a lot of those families also don't feel like all that justice was served.
Yeah, except for the one guy. Except for that one guy that was like, "Oh, I understand the guns and all the stuff." Like this just happened to your kid, the Meadows dad. Look, I remember the names of the kids. Like the guy who remember when Trump invited, this is completely off topic. Remember Trump invited everybody, all the parents there, and he was the one that was like the least angry about it. Not that he wasn't angry that his daughter died. Not saying that, but the least angry about the whole gun situation. Nobody needs an AR. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go any further than that. Nobody needs a fucking AR to go shooting kids in school. Anyway, will Dan Snyder spill the tea? There's a fantastic transition here. Excellent segue. Dan Snyder, the owner of the Washington Commanders, is now saying he's got dirt on at least 6 other owners. He will blow this shit up. He's got stuff on Roger Goodell.
Blow this shit up if what? If they don't give him a Super Bowl? Like what is he trying to achieve?
I don't know what
I think he's trying not to lose a job.
Yeah, but he's part of that. He's the owner. He's
the
part
wife,
of that circle.
They're trying to get the wife to take over.
I'm saying that he's part of that circle.
Sterling, yes.
Because you know what, Dan Snyder, whatever you could say about Goodell or Jerry Jones, I bet there's just as much shit about you. It's like you're gonna. I'm stuttering. It's one of those situations where if I'm going down taking everybody with me, is that what it is? Idiot. You're gonna lose a lot more because you're gonna have 30 other owners saying, "Okay, asshole, remember the time you banged the midget at my stripper party, whatever? Here's the pictures. Here's the picture of that, Dan Snyder. Enjoy that. Show that to your family." He's such a moron. He's one of those owners that should be ousted immediately. I don't know how any Redskin fan, Commander fan, can have any respect for this guy whatsoever. Just as picking quarterbacks alone over the past 30 years, he should have been fired.
Oh my God! When was the last time they had a good quarterback? But
never. Joe Theismann.
Theismann, and the LT broke him, and then RG3.
When he broke his leg, he broke the entire franchise for the next 50 years.
They should just call it the LT curse. It's like the curse of Bambino, LT curse. But all right, so there needs to be 20. Okay, so there's a few different scenarios here. Number one, they want the wife to take over, kind of like Donald Sterling in the NBA with the Clippers. That was at the forefront. Number two, They can. I didn't know this, but you could just call a meeting of the owners, and if 24 owners say that they want this owner out, doesn't matter what the reason is, they're out. They will. 24 owners, they are forced to sell because that's the 75% mark. I didn't know that. But this is just a childish situation now. We all know that everything was jacked up in Washington from the top down. It was all completely jacked up. Bad situation. This team went from like, oh, I'm on a 20-year waiting list for season tickets to empty seats all over. So, like, this is an ownership situation that they're not getting the right players in. And even when they get the right players in, and I don't know how far I want to go down this path, but they get shot. They had a running back. He was set to take over, take the pressure off of Wentz. That's why they brought in Wentz, who could potentially be a game manager. And this guy gets shot in the leg and is out for 5 weeks. So bad luck all around. But the whole Snyder thing, it reeks of childness. It reeks of like what Timmy said. If I'm going down, I'm taking everybody with me. But as much as I would love to see Jerry Jones be taken down. By the way,
white guy.
Yeah, the whole NFL.
That's why. Listen, there is nothing. Oh, I'd like to think there's nothing because I would hate to be shocked, but I don't think there's anything that would surprise me about these crusty old white billionaires doing behind. I mean, we've already seen Jerry Jones with strippers and all kinds of funky pictures came out about him. I would not be. Robert Kraft goes to fucking.
Robert Kraft with the mustaches.
Yeah, you know what? If his wife's dead, he's single. He wants to get a fucking happy ending. Go, so be it. Leave the guy alone. Fucking kid. I mean, unless you get into something real crazy like sex trafficking and underage kind of shit, nothing will surprise me about these crusty old white dudes doing something. Nothing. Absolutely nothing would surprise me. So Snyder, shut up, get out, walk away, take your zillions, and just fucking go fishing, man. Go fucking hang out with Randy Johnson and fucking take pictures. Something. Just walk away. It's so stupid.
I mean, it could be about fixing games and stuff like that. We had was it the Dolphins owner?
That would be that's a different kind of story.
Last year, was it last year? Yeah, wanting this guy to.
He got suspended, right, for a year. Stephen Ross.
I don't remember. I don't know if he got suspended, but I know that he wanted this guy to lose games on purpose so they can get a higher draft pick.
Yep.
And we weren't here last week. They remember what's his name? Pretty much confirmed it. What's his name? Stupid, the beard guy. No quarterback.
Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick.
He pretty much came out and said, "Let me tell you why I hate Tom Brady." Remember that year we were, tanking for Tua? He said it so casually. I was like, did he just fucking admit that they were losing on purpose? He just admitted it, and he did it so casually. I don't think anyone else noticed. Oh yeah, we just tanked for Tua that year. It's like, really? You lost games on purpose? So yeah, no, that would be shocking. I'm talking about as far as they've had 60 strippers sniffing cocaine off there, but nothing would surprise me.
No,
nothing at all.
These are bazillionaires with bazillions of dollars in no time.
No.
I'm sorry, not no time. All the time, like all the resources, all the planes, all of this, all that. They have all the resources. So
it's not like Robert Kraft had a wife and kids, and he was young, and he was let him go out and get a couple fucking handies if he wants. He's a millionaire. He's bored. needs something to do with his life. His wife is gone, for Christ's sake. He needs he doesn't want to get married again because he doesn't want to go through that whole bullshit. Let him go out and have a good time. Who cares?
Yeah, then he's gonna leave the money to somebody.
Jerry Jones out banging strippers. Oh, there's a shock. That's not a shock. It's not a shock at all.
Oh man! All right.
Anyone who's straight, who's not married, who has that kind of money, who owns a football, who can hop on a plane and at the given moment and go anywhere in the world, they're doing some fucking freaky shit.
Of course.
Anyone. I don't care who they are.
Dave's got it down. Look at this. I like the Spider-Man band. Nice. I got the. Listen, I still got the Mets. I got the Giants and Spider-Man here too, but let me be depressed for a little bit.
I don't like watches.
There's a watch.
I don't wear a watch.
All right. One more thing before we get to our picks for week 6, as we're running a little bit long here.
Woo! Trying to bring this up.
Dave's like, hallelujah.
8 weeks
Hallelujah, we
already.
can do it. Yeah, I did mention it a little while back, but I didn't go into depth here. NCAA college playoff system, thankfully, going to a 12-team playoff as far as I'm concerned, and I think as far as everybody else is concerned. Back in the day, just a few years ago, we just say, hey, the top 2. Say you lose one game in September, you're screwed, you're fucked, season's over, don't bother going any more games. Then we went to a 4-game. That wasn't enough. I and Dave, you could chime in, but I don't know if you thought it was enough at the time. I didn't. So there's a billion freaking college teams out there. Give me 12 teams, right? So now this is a 2024 initiative. So a couple more years as we kind of go into form here. But how, Dave, how dramatically does this shift college football? In it that in years past, you lose a game, especially in your own conference, you're like, fuck. All right, well, next year's looking promising. Let's see who we can, bring in the recruiting class. So now you get 12 teams for the playoff. I think it's fantastic, a big step in the right direction here. What are your thoughts here?
Oh, I absolutely love it. I feel like we're also going to get a lot of games that, before we didn't get to see, like where if we go back like a few years, well, I guess now a couple of years ago, with your Boise State, like I would have loved to have seen them play like a
Give me
bunch
that
of
blue field, baby.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen them play like your Alabamas, your Oregons, but they never got the chance because their schedule wasn't hard enough, even though they had been undefeated for like 4 straight years. And it's like give them at least a little bit of a shot, or like a couple years ago with UCF that they went undefeated.
Yep. That's the prime example. They had the best record in all of Florida.
Yeah,
like the majors.
And they won their bowl game against, a top team. So it's like I would like to see that, give some of these guys, a different feel where you're like, I don't know what like this little school is going to do to us. Like we don't know what they're going to come up with. And, you're going to see like it's going to feel sort of like, like March Madness, where you don't know what they're going to strategize against you, what they're going to bring to the table, what trickery they're going to do to try to beat these big teams. And I feel like that's going to be a lot more fun. My only thing with this is like now what happens to the bowl games? Like, is it going to be like, because like now we have, the winner essentially wins 2 bowl games, right?
Right.
So we're like, is the winner going to have 6 bowl games that they win? Like,
there's already a million bowl games. Micron, Apple Bowl, this bowl, Banana Boat Bowl. This.
So I kind of hope they leave the bowl games not for like this is just like for the championship, like, and then leave like. But then I don't know how you do that, because then like the Orange Bowl,
the national
like a big bowl, the Rose Bowl, these are all like big national bowl games where you're like, what do you do with them? Like, do you make it like for people who didn't make the playoffs, but then it kind of diminishes the bowl when it has so much history?
Is it like so fantasy where it's like the loser bracket? Like, yeah, I mean, you're right about that, because on January 1st. And leading up to it, there's a 1.5 million different bowls to play in. Domino's Pizza Bowl, there's so many different ones. Tim Burton's Halloween Bowl, that kind of stuff. But you're right. Does it water down the bowl situation like the Pro Bowl? Now it's basically Peyton versus Eli in a skills competition. There are teams that they pick, but does it water down? That was the one thing that I was thinking about. But at the same time, to just have 4 teams compete for the championship when you got 1,000 different colleges out there, not at the same level, obviously, but it just doesn't feel right.
No, you're right. Yeah. Absolutely doesn't.
All right. So that's it. Like, that means my Canes can lose a game and we could still be in it.
You can lose 2 games, maybe
lose 2 games. Well, the Canes are there. That was a bad example. They're having trouble with those.
And you don't always have to lose, because always it was like if you want to lose your game at the beginning of the year, because if you lose it at the end, that hurts you more than anything.
Right.
Now,
Right, right. But if you lose the Canes or whoever in Florida, you lose opening your first game. It's like, damn, this is an uphill battle because Alabama is gonna not lose a game, and LSU is probably not gonna lose it. Back in the day, it was Texas Longhorns not gonna lose a game. So it's like if you lose one, you're like, fuck, that's it. Let me go study chemistry. So. All right. Do we have a score in this game yet?
0-0.
So fucking shocker. All right. So let's get through our picks, our world famous picks for Week 6. Man, that was perfect, Timmy. 0-0. Settle. Like
picking up from
last. It's gonna be a 3-0 game.
Yep.
Like the
2-0 safety.
The Nats beat the Cubs 2-0 in a pitcher's duel. All right, well, this is a pick'em game. So you had the Commanders, Bear. Where are we at in that game, Timmy?
Hang on, I already lost it.
Is this a PK?
I thought you were watching it. It's a lot of people are saying like even these guys on ESPN, they're like, I ain't watching this shit tonight.
9:44 to go in the second.
Jeez. Wow.
Well, I originally took the Bears in this one because they were the home team, and the only reason I'm taking them is because they're the home team.
So I'm going to Dave. It's so bad.
What happened?
The Commanders are so fucking bad. It's like, it's such a. That is that the rock bottom of sports franchises right now? You got a bad team.
The fucking
with
Lions
that don't care. Yeah, but the Lions, at least there's some excitement about it. But I don't know. All right, I got the Bears here. Dave,
I'm gonna go Commanders.
Oh, he likes the Commanders in an upset.
Don't do that.
So what?
What's PK is a pick'em. That means that nobody's favored. It means both of these teams suck.
Nobody wants to watch this crap.
Pick a damn game. Pick a team. Oh, man. That's it.
It's Dave's favorite -1 game. He likes the -1 games.
All right, let's get into some real football games with some real teams here. First game up on Sundays, the 49ers at the Falcons. Not the best of games, obviously, not very even-keeled here, but the Falcons are at home. However, a 5.5-point underdog. Start with you here, Dave.
I'll go Niners.
Niners.
I agree. 49ers.
That's a clean sweep, guys. 49ers all across. Moving right along here, the New England Patriots.
These two teams, I cannot figure them out. I cannot figure them out.
I don't even. All right. Patriots, Browns, Cleveland. Just because they're home, they're a 3-point favorite here. In this game, you're going to see a lot of, because Zappe is not going to do the job here. You're going to see a lot of Ramondre Stevenson, and if you have him in your fantasy team, start him. I have him in 2 leagues. That's all that is the Patriots offense this week, and the Browns are like 25th against the run. That's it. They don't have the other running back. They don't have the new gift from God at quarterback, as Bill Simmons like to say. They have Mrs. Zappe.
So they rolled them out already?
Who? Damian Harris or? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you remember him screaming going down the stairs, man? All that being said, I have the Browns. I think they're two-headed monster, better than the one-headed. I think Stevenson gets his, but that's what it boils down to, right? Between the defenses and then the running backs. neither one with a quarterback to speak of. Defenses, I would side with New England on this, but offensively, I think the Browns get it done. Might be a very low-scoring 14-10 game, but I think the Browns got it. Dave?
I'm gonna go Browns here too. I don't know, man. These teams are so. Every time I pick against them, I end up
I could
losing.
do.
Specifically last week, where I was like, you know what? The Lions have been putting up, 30, 40 points a game. They'll make it.
I picked the Lions straight up to win, guys. Remember I said it to you. Fucking just flush that shit down the toilet.
I said all they need is a defense. Their offense is fantastic. Then they get shut out. So what am I talking about? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Goddamn NFL, man. Timmy?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cleveland also at home.
Yeah, that's probably the only reason I'm going here. Brissett has played well. I think even if you put Mac Jones in there, I think Brissett has played better than Mac Jones has been pretty bad this year. I mean, but this pretty bad considering those who put all their faith into somebody like a Mac Jones. All right, the Packers have to play another New York team, though at home this week and not in London. The Packers are 7-point favorite against the Jets. I don't know. I firmly believe that the Packers are going to win this game, but I don't know. I feel like the Jets' skill position players might be better. You got Breece Hall at running back. Packers didn't give the ball to their running backs last week, so maybe it's saying that Breece is better, that the running back position is better, is a stretch compared to usage. But even their wide receivers, I feel like and Zach Wilson just he's young, he's going to take chances, and Rodgers he seemed all out of whack, especially on that last drive last week. A couple of tip passes there at the end, which I'm not going to complain about, but I'm going to go with the Packers here. But I don't know that they cover. I think the Jets are pretty damn frisky, man. 3-2. I don't know. But I'm going to go with the Packers here, straight up win-loss. Timmy?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Packers. I don't see them losing back-to-back to New York teams. But, don't ever repeat this to Terzio. But the Jets got a solid base foundation, man. Sauce Gardner is fucking fantastic out there in the deep back. They get him a matching corner on the other end, they're going to be really, really tough for years to come. And I really like that Breece Hall kid, too. If Zach Wilson can put his shit together, they're going to be a dangerous team in the AFC.
Yeah?
East. At least.
Dave?
Yeah, clean sweep Packers. I don't think Rodgers loses back-to-back.
He's pissed. I didn't see him on.
He seemed a little ticked after that London game last week.
Yeah, he was definitely. I didn't see him on the Pat McAfee show this week, but I listen. Pat McAfee is the best out there, I think, and just Rodgers being on there, it's good stuff. And they so he named his new studio after the WWE thing. What was the dome called?
The Thunderdome.
The
Thunderdome. Yeah. So his studio, his brand new studio, beautiful basketball court. They got. We'll get there, but the studio is called the FanDuel Thunderdome. That's what it's called. So he gone from this little tiny studio to this big ass thing. Like they had what was the Colts head coach, the guy who had cancer.
I can't think of his name either now. I'm getting bad with names.
I'm always been bad with names, but he came on the set and he so they did it today as for the picks. They're 1-4 on Thursday Night Football so far. So he went in like this was a skit. He went in as the head coach of the 1-4 team, telling them off. Shit, fuck this, fuck. Like he was going off in there. Like he was talking. He said, and I'm gonna go out. I have a press conference in a few minutes, and I might single you out. Don't listen to any of it. Doesn't mean a thing.
Chuck Pagano.
One of those.
Yeah, so he was going through the whole like I'm gonna go through this whole thing as a head coach, like realistically, and he even went down to like it was good like insider information. He was just like, no matter what I say out there, I don't mean a thing. So it kind of got me into what is going on with Washington right now, where what's his name said that the difference between the rest of the NFC, Rivera, the difference between the rest of the NFC East and them is quarterback play. So was that him going out there and saying and just putting it on somebody? And did he go and say, "Don't Wentz, listen, I got to say some shit." So got to deal with it and deal with it, or was that he was just like legitimately like our quarterback sucks? Oh, by the way, behind Daniel Jones and behind Cooper Rush. It's like what?
It could be just something to say to try to get light a fire under him.
Yeah,
I could
because
see what I wouldn't tell him anything.
Cooper Rush.
Let's see if you get a fire under you. I'm gonna say some shit and say it's your fault, but not
Right.
tell him. But
Right.
yeah, he's not. He's Daniel Jones is worse. Let's not even.
Daniel Jones is not worse, David.
What?
Daniel Jones is not worse.
I'd rather have Wentz than I never thought I would say. I'd rather have Carson Wentz.
Listen to me.
Over the first 5 games of this season, you want Carson Wentz. That's what you're telling me right now.
Take it easy, Dave. If like Carson Wentz has infuriated every single fan base he's been to. I get that he's got 10 touchdowns. He leads the division in touchdowns, but he is pissed off the Eagles, the Colts, and now Washington already in games.
And screw Cooper Rush too. He's not even the best Cooper, let alone the best quarterback.
Oh, I think we could all agree on that. All right, moving right along here.
Bradley Cooper.
Oh, Bradley Cooper.
Winnie Cooper.
Winnie Cooper. Look at this.
Cooper Cup. Amani Cooper. Alice Cooper.
Oh, wow. He's like,
look at that. All better Coopers. DB Cooper.
DB Cooper.
And the news guy. What's his name? The gay guy. Anderson Cooper.
Anderson
Cooper.
He was just on. What podcast was that? The Smart List. I don't know if you guys listen to that. That's with Jason Bateman.
That sounds too fancy for me.
No, it's like they're making fun of it. It's Jason Bateman, the guy that was with him on that. What show was he on? Arrested Development. The guy with the deep voice that does the Eminem commercials. Will Arnett. Thank you, Dave. And then one of the 2 gay guys from what was that show back in the day? With the 2 gay guys. Will and Grace? Deborah Messing. Will and Grace. Yes.
Will and Grace.
So anyway, they're hilarious, by the way. I don't want to they don't need the help from me, but they're hilarious. But I mean, Dave is gone. Maybe his battery died because I didn't see him moving. All right, well, that happened, and I lost my train of thought. So let's keep on moving here. Jacksonville. The Jags head to Indianapolis to face the Colts. The Colts are 2-point favorites here. This is another one.
Can't figure them out.
This is like the Patriots and Browns.
I cannot figure the Colts out at all. I cannot figure them out.
And then
they're down by 30, well. And next they win 31-30. So what the fuck is going on? I don't understand this team.
And then the Jags played well the first few games, and it looked like shit the last 2 games. So who like Vegas? What are you doing to us? How do you expect me to do this? Yeah, I'm going with the Colts. It's in Indianapolis. I'm going to go with the Colts. I think they cover. I would take the bet on the cover because it's less than a field goal. But I had the Colts in this one.
Is Taylor's playing? He's okay?
He practiced. Should be good. All
right, I'll take the Colts too because they're at home.
The Colts.
And I can't figure them out for the life of me.
That's why I'm going there. All right, we'll skip Dave. If he comes back, then he can do his picks. If not, then he can send them in. Next up, the Vikings come down here to Miami, which, by the way, when they show on TV, when they say South Beach, Dolphins don't play in South Beach. Dolphins play in a very, 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 very bad area. So there goes Dave. Dave, welcome back.
Phone back.
I was I was just telling Timmy that when they show like the Dolphins or whatever, mostly the Dolphins, and they show South Beach, they don't play in South Beach. They play in Miami Gardens. It is the opposite of South Beach. It's not close. It's not a thing. So everybody out there, when you see they show the beaches, yeah, but at least it's right over the bridge. It's not like
a Jersey.
Yeah, but wow, you're talking bad about Jersey people. But
Yeah,
it's not a difference.
The Rams don't play in L.A. Dallas doesn't play in Dallas.
They play in freaking.
They play in Arlington. Washington doesn't even play in. There's no D.C. They play in Maryland.
But my problem is that they show South Beach. Next time I drive by by Dolphin Stadium, I will show you the difference between that and South Beach.
It's all LeBron's fault. He's all gonna come play in South Beach. Like the Heat don't play in South Beach either.
Is it all
Haitians and stuff?
It's all. It's like everything that you like. Every type of person that you don't want to be around. Lower class of everybody. Lower class of every race, religion. That's where. And then I got really upset a long time ago. We used to park at Walmart and walk, but then they stopped that. They used to give tickets out for that. It's bullshit. You can pay money to park. Back in the day, I could have gotten an 18-wheeler and parked across 83 different parking spots and still had a parking spot there. All right, Dave, you missed the Jacksonville and the Colts. That's the only one that you missed so far. Who you got in that one? It's
missed the doozy there, didn't I?
Yeah, Colts are a 2-point favorite.
We coin flip.
I'll go Jacksonville.
Oh, he's going with the road team. We both went with the Cubs.
The Cubs.
With the Cubs?
It's not Chicago. It's not the Cubs. What happened there? Oh, man. All right. This is what happens when you do back-to-back shows with whiskey. Vikings at the Dolphins here. Minnesota, 3-point favorite. You're not getting Tua. You're not getting the backup. What's his name? Skylar
Thompson.
So Skylar Thompson is starting this game for the Dolphins. Cheetah has not practiced completely all week. I don't think Waddle has either. This has all the makings of a Dolphins get blown out at home game. So I'm going with the Vikings here.
Can you really say that with the Minnesota Vikings?
I'm saying on the
Kirk Cousins.
I'm saying on the potential, because you got Justin Jefferson out there and a legitimate quarterback. As legitimate as you want to say that he is. But he's more legitimate than Skylar Thompson.
I say you have a man named Skylar. That alone, I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, Skylar paid. Ever since I watched Breaking Bad, can't deal with any Skylars.
Kirk Cousins is a fraud. Kirk Cousins.
He might be a fraud, but Dalvin Cook is not. Justin Jefferson is not. I just don't. I don't think that. I mean, it might prove me wrong, but Skylar Thompson doesn't strike. It strikes zero fear in me.
The Vikings could easily be 1-4 if you really look at how they've won these games.
Dave, we're not defending the Vikings. We're just saying.
We're not at all. I'm not defending the Vikings. I'm definitely not defending Kirk Cousins. I'm just saying with the Dolphins.
I don't know. Dolphins feel like a Kirk Cousins apologist.
No, I'm just saying that without the godly Tua after his performance against the Ravens 3 weeks ago, and then you lose what's his name,
Teddy
Bridgewater. So Bridgewater goes out. He whether you like it or not, he is casualty of the new concussion protocol. Probably better to be safe than sorry anyway. But now you got Skylar Thompson going to throw in it to Waddle and whatnot. I'm a little concerned, and I'm a little concerned even when it comes to fantasy. If I've got Waddle or the Cheetah, I'm starting both of them if I got them. But I'm a little concerned with it. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I can see the Vikings winning by 17 here. Like, I'm not going with an alternate line of minus 17, but I can see it happening. Dave, are you a Tua apologist?
No, absolutely not. I think
Okay,
Tua
good.
is not the savior. I don't understand why people are so upset.
He's the savior, just like Mac Jones in New England.
Or Daniel Jones. I mean, what? So I'm gonna go
Nobody's
with
ever
the
claimed that.
I'm gonna go with the Vikings here too, just because, like you said, I mean, they have a lot of injuries, but I think it's gonna be a lot closer than 17 points. Wait,
Timmy?
Minnesota's favorite. Okay.
Vikings, definitely.
So we got the Vikings on a sweep here. Might
No,
approach you.
this week.
I might approach you, Dave, in the next few days. Maybe we'll make a little friendly side wager on what the point differential could be on this game. All right. Next up, the Bengals head to New Orleans. Cincinnati's a 1-point favorite in New. All these games are pretty tough to pick here.
They're terrible
so far. Look, New Orleans look. It's hard to say what New Orleans looks like, but I don't know if Michael Thomas come back this week. But Jameis Winston obviously not getting the job done as the Saints would have liked it to. So now you got this backup quarterback who's also a tight end and also a running back and all this stuff for 4 touchdowns last week. The Bengals have not necessarily put it all together yet. Burrow has been up and down, more up than down since week 1. Obviously, you can't go much worse than 4 interceptions. But Mixon is pounding the ball. You got Chase. You got Boyd. You got what's his name is going to be coming back this week, hopefully fully healthy from the ankle injury. I got the Bengals, and it's a lot, and it's more than by 1 point here. I think the Bengals take care of business on the road this week. Timmy,
I agree. I think, like you said, they haven't put it together yet. But I think
Dave already smirked here. He's going with the Saints. I already know.
I think they're going to put it together. The Bengals are.
I didn't say that.
They have not put the complete game together yet this year. Where Mixon is doing his thing, Chase, Burrow, the defense, offensive line. Let's not think that that's going to just kick in. The offensive line gave up a lot last year, gave up a lot early on this year, and we'll see how it works out. But he'll have to overcome the offensive line there. Dave, I'm going. I know you're going with Saints.
No. I just think the Saints are again one of those teams that Andy Dalton has, done a good job there, doing what he has to do, just be a commander of the field. And then he has Taysom Hill that's just, God damn, last week was friggin' incredible. I don't know if he's going to be able to replicate that. So
Dave, I want you to know that in another league, after week 2, I picked up Taysom Hill. I'm like, something's gonna happen here. He's gonna have his games, but I really think that they're gonna wind up trusting him more. And then after a couple of weeks, I needed a spot and I dropped him. I have Zach Ertz in that league, but still, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah,
probably wouldn't have started him though.
You could put him in the flex.
I'm upset. I won my game. I also had what's his name on the bench for the Bills? Wide receiver.
Gabriel Davis.
Gabriel Davis. I had Gabriel Davis on the bench because he ain't been doing shit since week 1. And then, hey, first play of the game, 98-yard touchdown. I won in spite of all that. I
wish I could say the same, but I got Travis Kelce last week.
Oh no, Dave.
I lost by.
He put up over 200 points.
I lost by 4 points, and I was up by a shit ton. And Travis Kelce went and did that stupidity.
What about the people that were facing Kelce and the running back and
Josh Jacobs.
What's his name? Josh Jacobs.
Isn't that what I faced against Gil?
I think so. That's 2 weeks in a row. Timmy, we want to mention this earlier. Timmy beat me. Whatever.
I got lucky.
No. Dave, who you got? Who did you pick in this one?
Cincinnati.
The Bengals. All right. Now, next up, the Ravens against a very surprising New York Football Giants at the Meadowlands. Baltimore is a 5.5-point favorite. The weakest part of the New York Giants team this year has been not Daniel Jones, Dave. It has been the run defense. So got to put like 18 different quarterback spies on this bad boy. No, obviously you got to watch Lamar. The running game outside of Lamar, okay. That's just don't let Lamar beat you. Easier said than done. Giants 4-1. As saying all that, I still think the Ravens are gonna just based on the talent level at quarterback for the most part. We'll probably be able to dictate the game, unfortunately, but it feels a lot better. Dable, obviously, coach of the year so far. It just feels a lot like these games against these teams, playoff bound teams in the AFC, that it feels like it's a little bit the gap has closed a little bit based on coaching. Coach these guys up. This is basically the same team as last year, right? This is basically the same team. 4-1 as compared to we don't want to talk about it. But all that being said, I do still have the Ravens in this game. Dave?
So, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I hope, the Giants roll out the red carpet for Mr. Lamar Jackson, give him a nice little feel. Be like, hey, you want to come look at, what the home team locker room looks like. Show him the trophies, just in case,
This is Saquon, by the way.
Yeah, this is Saquon, he'll be your running back. I mean, he's the running back here, just in case, something happens next year. But I last week I picked against them, and I was happy.
Oh, none of us. We would all have been called homers if any one of us picked the Giants or the Packers.
So I'm gonna do the same thing this week. I think the Ravens, they normally have a good. It's just gonna be tough to stop Lamar Jackson. That is a problem.
Well, and then Mark Andrews are the toughest part of covering anybody over the last like 5 or 6 years has been tight end, and this guy is the class of you got him and you got Kelsey. Obviously, Kittle has fallen off a little bit, but that's the class of the top two tight ends, and that's been one of the Giants' downfall prior to this year. Not yet so far this year, but we'll see what happens there. Mark Andrews is a beast, though. Shit, damn.
I don't understand why we haven't done anything about our receivers. We're just happy going out with David Stills being number one.
I would have thought, and I would have thought they would have at least brought in somebody, one of the guys that we were talking about last week, Timmy, like Fuller. Who else was on there? T.Y. Hilton. I mean, these are not game breakers anymore, right? But they're potentially, maybe a Mr. Reliable on a third down or something like that.
They're
I would have thought
receiver.
it would happen already.
Period.
Yeah, there's somebody
receiver.
with hands.
Yeah.
Just anybody. Just give us you don't know what they're gonna do. Just go out there, give them a shot, and see what happens. Because what we have now it's not that great.
Right.
Sucks.
And to win in spite of that, I love some of the play calling. We talked about this last week, Timmy. I love some of the Wildcat. Love that, even if Daniel Jones is fully healthy, because you could legitimately put Daniel Jones in the backfield in that type of situation because of his athleticism. Say what you want about everything else. He's an athletic quarterback that Dable is putting to good use now. I think that's the easiest way for me to say it. Daboll is getting the most out of every single player out there on that field, and it feels good to have that.
Those guys want to play. They want to play for him for sure.
Right. And they talked about one of the topics on First Take today was, are the Giants getting enough respect? And Dan Orlovsky said, yeah. When was the last time that we were talking to them about the Giants on a Thursday in October?
It's true.
That's enough said. That's enough said. Stephen A. Smith said they were not getting enough credit because of this and that. But Stephen A. Smith hates the Cowboys, but was wearing a Michael Irvin jersey today in honor of Jerry Jones's birthday. So let's get that out of the way.
Maybe he lost a bet.
No, that's his buddy. That's his buddy because he was on his helicopter, he was on his yacht, all that stuff. So now it's like kind of turned into Stephen A. Smith is saying that he hates Cowboys fans. It's the fans. But my boy Jerry Jones can do no wrong.
I'd hang out with Jerry Jones if he was on his yacht and his helicopter. I'd hang out with him.
Absolutely.
I'll be his best friend.
But Stephen A. can get a helicopter.
Hey.
He can get his own helicopter. All right. So Timmy, you have the Ravens as well.
Yeah, I'm going to pick against the Giants for the rest of the year because it seems every time we pick against them, they shock the shit out of us. So, I'm looking for a Giants win, but I'm going to officially pick the Ravens to win.
Thank you for making my early wake up on Sunday worthwhile, Giants.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
The Bucks. I crashed hard after that game too. I crashed.
I started to. I made it as dark as possible in the room. About 2:00. I was like, I don't have any concerns right now. The Giants won. This is great. Let me take a little snooze here. All right. Next up, the Bucks. The Bucks head to Pittsburgh. I'm doing my. I'm almost halfway done with my power rankings. I didn't get it done in time for this, but Pittsburgh might be the worst team in the NFL. They might just be the worst team in the NFL. Tampa's an 8-point favorite in Pittsburgh, which I don't remember the last time this is happening, but they also without a Hall of Fame quarterback, and Najee Harris is not what he was thought to be. He isn't that funny though, Dave? Especially from a fantasy standpoint, Najee Harris was top 7 pick, and he ain't doing shit. And now you got another running back breathing down his throat. Played a lot because of the score in that Bills game. But those people who picked Najee Harris, I forgot about a draft and I auto picked Najee Harris, but I traded him really quickly after that. So I was in the good thing there. But I have the Bucks. It's Brady. It's a lesser Brady this year, absolutely. But Fournette has stepped up. White has stepped up. They get all the receivers back now, healthy. So you never go against Brady even at 45 and going through a divorce with the weapons against the Steelers. So I have the Bucks easy in this one. Timmy,
Bucks all the way.
Bucks. Dave,
Tampa Bay.
Easy one. There's an easy one.
Finally, an easy one.
Now, all right. So the next one, as it pertains to the point spread, seems very easy. The Rams are a 10-point favorite at home against the Panthers, but the Rams have been really shitty. Rams ain't doing their thing this year. That said, they're way too talented for this team. I don't know who's starting for the Panthers this week. I think they said Darnold would be ready next week. Is Baker playing this week? Because maybe it's just a coaching decision that he shouldn't play. I don't know if he's hurt or not, but maybe he shouldn't play at all.
I mean, they did the best thing getting rid of the coach because, poor Baker doesn't have more than half a second to throw the ball without it getting tipped or him getting sacked. So, and then Robbie Anderson is just, 6'6", no hands. Bart
well, Simpson he didn't like this whole situation.
Wait. It's not Baker's fault that he's getting sacked and no one to throw to, but it's Daniel Jones's fault. It's the same situation, Dave. Same situation. Except Daniel Jones would have winning.
The Giants 5-0.
No, he wouldn't.
Who is dead?
We'd be 0-4 with Baker Mayfield.
Who is dead last in QBR this year out of starting quarterbacks? Baker.
It rhymes with feast.
Justin Fields?
It rhymes with faker.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're all gonna go with the Rams here. I don't see any craziness. Not even in your eye. I'm looking at your eyes, Dave. I don't see it happening.
Unfortunately, not.
But would you be surprised with? I mean, I would be surprised, but less surprised. The Rams have not played great.
No,
But
even shit.
right, but it's the Panthers.
The
It's
Panthers
not like
look awful on all ends.
yeah.
Like,
If you
New coach. Yeah, they're in turmoil. Right
even if you bring a mediocre team, you might go that route over the Rams. Like even if it was the next team, Cardinals. If the Cardinals came in and they beat the Rams at home, you'd be like, oh, that's a little shocking, but not too bad. But the Panthers would be a giant, massive shit fest of an upset.
Yeah. By the way,
I'm sure the Rams have a lot more problems.
Yeah. By the way, fuck you, Matt Rule. Good.
Yeah.
He shit on the Giants because and he took the Panthers job and goodbye. See ya.
Bye. Useless. Now, well, I mean, there's a few college coaching opportunities available. There will be more in the next few weeks. So I don't feel bad for Matt Rule sitting on all
He'll
this
be
cash.
coaching South Compton, Texas,
Something.
East, West, A&M.
I mean, he's getting paid a pretty penny to just sit at home right now.
Yeah, man. These head coaches, they come in here, do a shit job, and they just get paid.
Sit around for another 2 years and you just get paid.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that. Go to work, completely fuck up, and he send you home for pay for 2 years. I would
really
do it
bad at your job.
every 3 years. I'd be sitting home.
All right, next up are the Cardinals. Kyler Murray and company going to Seattle against Geno Smith, one of the top quarterbacks in the league this year. I don't know what I just said. How did that just come out of my mouth? All right, but Arizona going to Seattle, 3-point favorite. They don't have their number one wide receiver back yet. Could be this could be next week, but I don't. Seattle's time is going to run out with all this crap. So, but I'll let you start with this one on Timmy. Cardinals, Seahawks. Cardinals are a 3-point favorite.
I still like Seahawks at home. Not that 12th man bullshit, but I don't know. I still think Arizona. They don't do anything for me. I think Kyler Murray is honestly. I think he's shit. I gotta be honest with you. But hey, that's just me.
Yeah,
I'll take Daniel Jones over Kyler Murray too, Dave. Sorry to tell you. Kyler Murray shit.
wow.
All
right, Dave.
I thought Steve was the only one that was drinking today.
I'm drinking Mountain Dew out of a pink cup. So hey.
What you got, Dave?
I'm going AZ.
Eric
Zant for the win.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals here. Geno Smith got to run out of time on this whole Cinderella bullshit.
I think he is too. I just don't think this week at home. That's the only reason I'm going with that.
I mean, who knows? Maybe DK has to, use the bathroom in the middle of the game again.
And they just took him out of the cart. I mean, is it better than Lamar? He's just running the whole way.
Isn't that what the tent's for? Go shit in the tent.
Yeah, they should.
In the tent. Go shit in the tent.
Who? I think it was Pat McAfee, or maybe it was Bill Simmons. But it was when you got to take a dump like that, you don't sit down because your body knows that you're sitting down, and you're sitting down to get in the position to let it loose.
Yeah,
we've all had that feeling on the way home, on the bus, in the car, just like, oh, I gotta go. And then you want to talk about it. You got to turn the AC up. It's hot. No, just gotta go, man. It is what it is. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals also here. I just don't want to go with Geno Smith. That's my own thing. I will say that Kyler has thoroughly disappointed me. I thought that he had his shit together a couple years, and he did. I feel like he's regressed a little bit. Maybe it's got something to do with the contract. Maybe it's got something to do with the embarrassment over the offseason. But I would think that, in that situation, you want to go out and prove people wrong, but
or, he's missing his number one receiver.
He's Rudy without the charisma. Because he's 5 foot nothing, 100 and nothing. That's what he is.
5 foot nothing.
100 and nothing.
5 foot nothing. When he's talking about the Hurricane, what's his name? Yeah, the Hurricane. But yeah, that's why I pointed out this is week 6. He was suspended for 6 weeks. We'll see what Hopkins comes back and does next week. I do think that the Cardinals have enough to beat the Seahawks. I just don't. I can't be sold on Geno Smith. It doesn't compute in my head. But once Hopkins starts practicing during the week, we'll see if he is going to start week 7, be on a limited snap count. But I think that it's only fair to let's see what Kyler can do with Hopkins back. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm going to go with the Cardinals here because fuck Geno Smith. All right. Next up, the game of the week. Obvious, it's a no-brainer here. Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs. Buffalo is a 2-point favorite here in KC. So obviously we're, typically there's somewhere between 2 and 3 points given for the home team. If you watch from the betting standpoint, but for Kansas City to be a 2-point underdog at home, that's very, very, very rare. The Bills have shown to be able to do things that other teams are not able to do. One quick conversation: who would you rather have a quarterback right now, Dave?
From these two teams?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't pick Daniel Jones. I know you want to.
I know. I was going to. I was like,
yeah, you're like, damn, man.
That's my quarterback.
Daniel Jones is just little Josh Allen. That's all he is. Just little Josh Allen.
He is very lit, yeah.
He needs to grow up a little bit.
I'll go Josh Allen.
Timmy?
Same.
I do the same thing. I think you can't go wrong with either of them, but I think that when it comes to tackling, I think Josh Allen's just a big beast of a guy, and people don't enjoy tackling him as they would enjoy tackling Pat Mahomes.
But Mahomes is just, he pulls some stuff out of the bag that I'm just like, damn, bro. Like,
I'm waiting for a hook shot, a hook shot in the end zone.
Yeah, but eventually that shit's gonna bite him on the ass. You know it is. He's gonna try one of those.
And it's happened. Yeah, it's happened.
It's gonna screw him over. So I'd rather have the guy who throws 100 miles an hour into the end zone than a guy who's fucking throwing stuff behind his back to be an idiot.
It's a lot, and he'll look one way and throw it.
At least we can say that Mahomes doesn't. When the moment arises, he steps up. Josh Allen, when the moment comes, he's also falling short sometimes.
That wasn't his fault last year, though. That was just
But look at the Dolphin game this year. Against the Dolphins this year, he had a chance to win the game, and the ball went right into the ground. He threw it right to the ground.
Fluke.
It's not the first time it happens to him, though.
Fluke.
Also, it might have also been the 110 degrees. He had no energy to get in there. No, but yeah, those games happened during the season.
Yeah, shit happens.
And now you see the separation of the two teams. I'm gonna go with the quarterback that I'm going with. I'm gonna go with the Buffalo Bills this week. I ain't betting on it, but I'm going with the Bills this week. Dave?
I'll go with the Bills, and I think I would actually bet on it too. I think they'll cover that 2 points.
I'm scared, man.
I think this is the revenge game.
13 seconds. Wait for 13 seconds, and then go out and beat them. Timmy, I also think that you're going to go with the Bills here too.
I am. I think this is a revenge game too. And I think we're getting another shootout. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I think we're getting another shootout, like another 52-49 kind of shootout game.
I'm in
because the Bills defense is still missing a lot of key players, and I'm still not sold on Casey's defense at all. So, yeah, I think we get like a 52-49 game in that bad boy.
We've been seeing so many 17-14 games. I'm in for a high scoring
Well, that's what the Lions are there for, but they're off this week.
They're off. We can't get almost 100 points in that game. What was it? 48-43, 93 points, man.
Fucking crazy.
All right, Sunday night game, big game in the NFC East. The Cowboys head to the Eagles. The Eagles are a 5-point favorite here. We don't like picking either of these two teams to be victorious any week, but we are forced to this week. I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to go with the better team in it with the Eagles. Cooper Rush, man, it's the Eagles are just better at everything but defensively, and I still think that they're good enough defensively to beat the Cowboys this week. So as all of our heads explode this game, as would mine in a Yankees Phillies World Series, Dave, let's start with you on this one. Oh, actually, I started. I picked the Phillies, the Eagles,
The Phillies.
Brian Hom
Phillies. Fuck the Phillies. And
He's haunted by. I want to start off by saying how, like you guys said, the Giants won. I was happy for the rest of the day, and then these assholes both were playing, and I was like, bro, can no one beat the damn Cowboys? Like, god damn, bro, they're not that great. And then the Rams just shit the bed, and then I'm watching the Eagles, and I'm like, okay, at least the Eagles are gonna lose. The Giants are right there, like we're good. I'm good with it being tied. And these assholes missed the fucking kick, the field goal. I'm like, damn it, man. It's just so frustrating. Now they're both going to play next week. And
so we got to I don't know. But we got to kind of root for the Cowboys in this game.
I don't know if I want them to win, though. Now I'm like I'm kind of like, do I want them to win?
Or
the stadium collapses and kills both teams.
And then there's a 2-team division.
Exactly.
Us and the Commanders are not like our odds, baby.
and we already clinched them, so don't worry about it.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, do you want the Eagles to lose and hope for the Giants to beat the Ravens, or do you want to keep pace with the Cowboys? There's a lot of shenanigans going on. But who you got in this one, man?
Just because I think I don't see us winning the division. The Eagles just look too strong. I would rather keep pace with the Cowboys, so I'll say Eagles.
Okay, you got the Eagles there, Timmy.
And I'm going against you guys on this one.
Boy.
Because I can't have the Eagle fans walking around anymore talking about going undefeated 16-0 or 17-0 and them talking. Did you see that there's a group on they say who's next? One guy's dressed up as an Eagles Goldberg. and he has his two friends walking him out. It's TikTok. Walking in front of him.
Hate him.
And they keep saying who's next, undefeated. So I'm not rooting for Winnie Cooper and the Cowgirls. I don't want them to lose. I just don't want them to win either. Let's go for a tie. Can we pick a tie? No, I don't want a tie either. I want a lot of injuries, and I want the Eagles to lose. That's what I'm going to say.
Man,
so Eagles are going to lose.
Okay, you're not picking the Cowboys to win. You're picking the Eagles to lose.
I'm picking the Eagles to lose.
I like it a lot.
You gotta show AZ that Goldberg thing. I'm sure he'll love it.
No,
and he's not even like doing anything. Like he lifts his leg up like towards his hip or something. I don't. It's always in a bar. All right. Final game of the week. Week 6 wraps up with the Denver Broncos.
Chargers.
How many primetime games are the Broncos gonna get?
That's exactly where I was going with this. This is number 5. What are we doing? We're shoving bad football down our throats.
You think after that trade, they were like, dude, we got to get Russell Wilson on every prime time.
That's exactly
now
what
it's
happened.
now it's like, wow. By the way, my new favorite meme is the "Let's Ride," and it's always like it's Russell Wilson saying "Let's ride," then it's like the Titanic, "Let's ride," and it's like the Space Shuttle Challenger. It's like all that kind of shit. Those are my new favorite memes.
Oh, how about his "Let's Ride," the very depressing last ride at the end of the press conference?
Yeah.
What was that? What the hell was that? Like it was just like, and he says after the Broncos session, "Let's ride." Like
he was walking away. He was like, "All right, let's ride." I gotta say it. but I don't really mean it now. It's not working out. Sierra. I mean, at the end of the day, he gets to go home to Sierra. So it's not a.
She wouldn't even crack my top 100. So
Come on,
I could care less. She wouldn't crack my
100?
top 100. No,
Absolutely 100.
I'll pick a chick in the deli down the block over her.
Come on.
Well, we don't know what the
Sierra.
trick at the deli looks like, so that's
Exactly.
True.
You don't know.
Absolutely, you're right. I overreacted there. 100%. The chick at the deli she might be fine.
Don't make me come with a list of 100. Like I could do it.
No, you can't.
I can't. I sit in an elevator all day. I can come up with 100 lists real quick. I'll come up with that list.
All right. So I guess we're all going with the Chargers here. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, Javante will. We'll see, Dave. But Javante, no, he's not. He thinks that Russ is going to cook this week. But Javante Williams is out, torn ACL. So you get Melvin Gordon, and the backup is Boone, Broom,
and they also signed Murray.
Latavius Murray to the practice squad. I don't know if they elevated him. Right, you're right about that, but I don't know about Latavius.
Dave,
Murray
are you riding shotgun with Russell Wilson this week?
Are you going? Are you doing it?
You're riding
Sutton?
shotgun. Are you riding
Melvin
bareback?
Gordon?
Are you running bareback on the Bronco?
Wilson, what? Cortland Sutton, what?
Let's ride.
Oh man!
Oh,
so
you're gonna be a meme now.
Now let me. Now, Dave, I'm going to take this one step further here, and I'm going to ask you: is this the start of a turnaround for the Broncos? Do they take off here? If they go in and get sparked by a victory in Los Angeles against the Chargers with no fans, do they use this as a jumping off point to try and make some noise in that division and the AFC?
I mean, they need to. They've put up what? We're averaging what, like 19 points a game, something ridiculous and minuscule. Like they need some sort of kickback to.
What was the score of that game? 12-9.
Yeah, 12-9, and they had the chance to take a field goal.
This guy won tens of thousands of dollars for picking 0 touchdowns scored in the game. He won like $50,000.
Insane.
Goddamn lucky
Dave,
ass game.
who would you rather have the first 5 games of the season, Russell Wilson or Daniel Jones? I think Daniel Jones. Just the first 5 games of this year. That's all I'm saying.
You know what? I'm giving the Broncos. I'm giving Russell Wilson.
You want to answer the question?
A break for once. I'd pick Russell Wilson over Daniel Jones. That's not a question. Because for one reason, I feel like the Broncos' offensive play calling is what's holding them back. When I see them run plays, I'm like, why? What did you think you were going to get out of that play calling? Like, it's just horrible, horrible play calling. Where I feel like if you're on the Giants, it'd be a little bit better.
But if you take Dayball and put him on the Broncos, I feel like they are in first place now.
Oh, yeah. The play calling, I think, has cost them so many games. The Seattle game, it cost them. Definitely last week. What was the point of going for it there? Like, hit the fucking 3 points. I think they still had a bunch of timeouts left. No?
You gave PTSD to the Thursday night Amazon Sherman. Richard Sherman is like, But by the way, there's a good interview. Richard Sherman having a discussion with Marshawn Lynch about Russell Wilson. If you guys have not seen that yet, it's pretty interesting. They seemingly don't want to come all the way to his defense, but they get it. Like they think that they do believe that he's better than what he's showing in Denver, but they didn't come all the way there. There were some Snyder marks there. It was pretty interesting. So if you guys get a chance, no, that's not what they were saying.
Is Peyton and Eli back this week, or is it next week?
Oh my God, I need Peyton and Eli every single week. I don't like. If this was the Monday night game that's going on right now, Bears and Commanders, don't you dare give me Aikman and Buck. Don't you dare.
Listen, it's a barn burner of a game right now. It's 3-0 at halftime.
Woo,
it's terrible.
barn
That's
burner.
Awful. And I don't know. I can't imagine, and this is not a knock about against women calling football games, but I don't know about that Thursday night thing with Hannah Storm and
Listen, every Thursday game has been shit so far, and Amazon
pile
doesn't
that
have their
on.
shit together because never had a problem with Amazon until they started playing football games. Now it's a little spotty. It goes in and out.
Oh yeah, the football
you
games
know,
for sure.
yeah.
People are complaining every single week. The only good thing is that the sound remains. Like it'll freeze up, but the sound will remain in the background, which whatever. All right, so Dave's got the Broncos here. Let's ride.
Yeah, let's
I
ride.
don't know.
Cut to poor Paul Walker in the car.
Oh man.
That's gonna be. If I have a chance, I'm putting Dave in the car and Paul Walker just for the game in the meme.
On that note, let's go round robin here. So we finished up our week 6 picks, and we finally, for the love of God, covered the 12-team playoff in the NCAA football. But let's go. Let's go round robin here. We'll start off with you, Timmy. Let's just say, what's the game that you're most looking forward to this weekend besides the Giants?
Oh, Buffalo, KC, of course. I mean, I said
this is a week. This is a week for me to ask that question.
Yeah, it's an easy no-brainer. I think that's going to be a great game. Even that's the kind of game where even if it's not a shootout, it's still going to be coach versus coach, play versus play. It's going to be a really good game. That's the game I'm looking forward to the most, other than the Giants game. Probably more than the Giants game, because I am afraid of Lamar Jackson going wild this week.
Scared.
But listen, 87% of the offense. If we stop him, we win the game anyway. So
that's what I'm saying. 17 spies. Just put the whole defense on spy. Get him. All 11 of them. All right. All right, Timmy. Dave, any closing remarks here? And forget my questions. It was dumb.
Well, I was gonna say, the Rams and Carolina, but
yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's really intriguing.
Yeah. The oven is done preheating, but they're probably still gonna be heating up for an entire season. Well, actually, what I'm more curious to know is I didn't get a chance to look at what the standings look like after last week's terrible week that I had.
Yeah, so you are Timmy's tied for second. I'll give you that one better. Producer Joe from the Put in the Book show is leading. He's in first place.
That's Fugazi. That's Fugazi.
That's a Fugazi, and he hasn't even picked the Jets yet. So
it's luck. Fugazi.
Me and Timmy are tied in second. Ed, Kyle, a tie for third at 47.
Kyle's Fugazi.
Dave, 46. Man, you behind Kyle, bro. You behind the Cowboys, fan. You gotta step it up. I don't know if that Broncos thing is gonna help you out. Then you got Bert at 45 victories, Keith at 43, Rodriguez 42, and Eric Zant coming up in the rear at 38. 38.
Don't worry. You know what's gonna happen?
He's the only one under 500, 38 and 42.
What's gonna happen is, just like the Mets, they got that hot streak at the end, and producer Joe's just gonna, fall down.
Ooh, there's the Met shot. Where's the Met shot?
All right. That's fair. That'll be okay. All right. So that'll do it for us this week. We'll keep you up to date on all the happenings in all of sports in the Pop Culture Pros group. And we covered a lot of shit today. There was a lot of stuff going on. We'd appreciate you scale back. Maybe Brett Favre might not do a bunch of dumb shit next week. Who else? Snyder, don't do dumb shit. And Zion, don't get hurt. Davante,
that should be a new segment. Don't do dumb shit.
Don't do dumb shit.
Draymond Green, all these guys.
What the hell's going on right now? Give me all this money and I ain't gonna do shit. I'm an angel. Just give me some money. Give me 10% of this stuff, and I am an angel. I promise you. Might be a little outspoken, but I ain't gonna punch nobody. All right. So, by the way, head to the website popculturepros.com. Got a bunch of different giveaways. gave away, I don't even know how many, lost count of Halloween ends. We got a giveaway going up for the Peoria Film Festival out in Peoria. That's going on over this weekend. Ticket to Paradise is coming out. And then, look at it. Look at Hacksaw making an appearance.
With the American flag face.
And then we've got Black Adam. We gave away special passes down in Miami, and now we're gonna probably tomorrow we're gonna hit Orlando and Tampa. And we do know who's in Black. Who's the leading guy in Black Adam?
And Bladham, The Rock.
Bladham? The Rock. Where's The Rock from?
Some guy named Dwayne Johnson.
Where's The Rock from?
Hawaii?
He's from Miami, Florida.
He's from everywhere.
His movie is going to be premiering in Miami, Florida. So maybe, just maybe, remember he used to show up to Raws when he wasn't on in WB at all, just to show up and make people smile.
Well, he did just call himself the tribal chief, so.
Yes, he did. That's another thing. Yep, that's another thing. All right, so tons of different stuff. Texas, Miami, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Peoria, Boston. Sorry, New York. It's just something funky going on. I will get to the bottom of this, but they did tell me that something funky is going on with New York City screenings. But that's it. Dave, appreciate you joining.
Kyle got them all locked down.
Whatever, Kyle. Cowboy fan. I'm in New York City. Get out of here, Kyle.
That's why you don't hear from Kyle ever again, because he's at the movies 24/7.
Did you guys catch the Kyle and Jada show this week? Jada and Kyle show?
Is that a joke?
Yeah, it's a joke.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I was about to say, I was like, wait.
Feel free to laugh.
I was like, really? I was like,
right,
no, I did not catch that.
On that note, we will bid you all adieu, and we will catch you guys next week right here on Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Peace out, everybody.
I love Paul Walker, by the way. I love Paul Walker.
Let's ride.